morning, YouTube. Donna coming to you from Pinku Style in Osaka, Japan today. How you guys doing? Hope everything's going well. Almost 2017, and hope you guys got all your cars ready and all that good stuff. Before I even start talking everything, I kind of want to dispel a few myths that a few things I've heard and read. Basically, this video is about missiles and Japanese. Some of them partake in actual missile, kind of beat up cars and drifting and everything. But Japanese did not start the missile thing, and they're not the ones doing it. The Japanese are not, extremely good, or anybody in Japan are not extremely, better than everybody else because of missiles. They're simply better on the track because they have more access to tracks. We have more access to tracks, and there's more seat time. The more seat time, you get better. Just like there's 14, 16-year-old guys that are higher up in D1 than I am right now, whatever, it happens. And also, a lot of guys are knocking the Aussie and New Zealand guys because, they're, when you look at G1 GP, they're the guys come over the most. So everybody's like, hey man, these guys are responsible for all the uproar and all that. These guys are paying their money, and they want to come over here and have fun and all that stuff like that. So how missiles started pretty much, I think maybe around 2007, 2009. Guys started venturing over here from Australia or whatever, and of course they had nice cars back home. They didn't want to bring the cars over here, for a weekend or so they would fly over here, how much ever it cost. And we get a low-end car with the basics, diffs, coilover, and stuff like that. And then, when you fly, you don't live in Japan, you come into Ebisu Circuit, which is one of the best circuits in the world. You kind of want to give it your all and go to town. So that what happens with that is you crash and drifting all the time. But when you push it to try to maximize the track time and get all you can get in that trip, big crashes happen. So the guys that crash and they bang it out and keep going out there, and then I guess the trend started that way, and then more people start coming and start getting more popular. You look on Minami Circuit, and there's like 13 to 20 cars in a row there just battered up, look like a demolition derby. What they started doing is driving away some of the actual Japanese customers and even some of the actual Gaijin customers here in Japan. And the reason why this is kind of weird that everything's coming out, Power Vehicles posted up if you guys ever seen it. There was also a big crash in Nico Circuit. Well, not a big crash, but a parts malfunction. Wheel basically came off of somebody's car and struck an individual, which I think she's in a coma. I don't know her status now, but it was pretty severe and everything. So the safety violation, the safety checks and everything for competitions, they're pretty up there. But like for general drifting or whatever, it's kind of down a little bit. But JAF, which is like the Japan, they're like a federation of guys that govern motorsports or whatever. They have insurance on all tracks, so the insurance is not crazy like American tracks or whatever, where you guys got to have both, welded in cages before you can even damn near tandem with each other. In Japan, they don't, as long as the car is in good health or whatever, they can do what they got to do, whatever, and nothing will happen. But that crash, there's things going around, and also there's been a few good crashes at Matsuri because the cars are not really sound, they're not really safe, and guys are not using proper seats, proper harnesses, and when they crash, these cars are becoming death traps. So everything is good and fine until somebody dies on the track. When somebody dies, then there's going to be a lot of answers and everything, especially if it's a foreigner, because it's another country being involved, another family from another country being involved, and that can get really bad for everybody. So basically, like the missile thing, if you guys have been on Power Vehicles and seen the whole article, you can read. I don't have to go over it. All the stuff you got to have. But basically, the car has to look like a car. It got to have, it got to have at least glass or plexiglass or something like that. Got to have at least one tail light, one headlight that functions and things like that. And it has to look like a car and be safe. And a lot of guys are like, right now online is like, who's to blame for it? Is it all Australians, New Zealanders, Americans, guys from Europe or whatever? It's not really who's to blame. It's more so as a collective thing. We're all drifters. We all do the same thing. It's just the guys that live in Japan, kind of view it a little bit differently. Myself and guys who are in Japan, we live here and we make a living. We view it a little different because if guys come from out of the States, America, wherever, all Gaijins are all the same in Japan. It don't matter where you're from. You're not Japanese, you're a Gaijin. All right, even if you come here for a long time, you're known in your circle. Eventually, you're going to go somewhere in Japan where people don't know you, and you're going to be treated like a Gaijin if they had bad experiences with people of whatever color you are or whatever. It's just going to be a bad experience to you prove. Otherwise, if you speak Japanese, you can easily break that barrier real quick and establish that not everybody's a dickhead or whatever. So pretty much, you gotta respect the guys that are here. The guys that are here are kind of getting like the backlash from some of the opinions we have. My thing is, me starting my business this year, it was, business starting is always hard, but I had a lot of hardships wading through a lot of the issues that were caused by other foreigners coming here and doing things, establishing bank accounts, getting loans, and then skipping town. That made it extremely hard for me, to do. And all I had was good intentions to start my business, make money for myself, my family, things like that. It's kind of hard not to get angry. And the reason why is because some foreigners came here, done things, and then things happen. And the same thing with the missile things. At Ebisu Circuit, it's a business, and there's customers being driven away and things like that because of the environment, the attitude of the people, and everything like that. So I haven't been in Matsuri in a few years to drive myself personally, and there's been a decline in the level of fun and attitude of everybody there. I mean, when I first went there in 2009, I was meeting all these guys from Australia, New Zealand, or whatever, and everything was cool, man. And then like around 2010, 2011, or 12, I don't know what happened, man, but like the atmosphere changed. Some of the older guys stopped coming, the newer guys started coming and didn't know the etiquette, and then they thought the missile thing was just like a fucking attitude or whatever, and that led it to dudes dropping missiles in the town and getting guys in trouble and things like that, man. And when you come here you're here for 2 weeks, you're a visitor, and you're screwing stuff up, man. The people who live here, it makes it harder for that. So, I mean, personally, as far as the missile whole thing, I was never really into it. The reason why is because when I got in the game back in 99 or whatever and got my first car, it was really banged up, and it wasn't because this is way before the missile thing. It was banged up, and I didn't have the cash at the time to fix the car, maintain it, so I drove it as is, and the car looked like crap. And then I kind of vowed, once I got a good amount of money or whatever, I would have a decent looking car because the car reflects who you are. So I don't care who, like everybody says they like missiles. Nobody's going to drive a missile around a real, battered up, banged up car around town and park it and act like everything's cool because the car looks like shit. So I mean, even when you're in a track here in Japan, like your car represents your skill. So if your car is ragged, falling apart and everything, outside of Daigo, I mean, you guys seen Daigo up there with missiles, but even his are not like battered to hell. Parts falling off and all that shit like that. Trunk maybe flying open or whatever, man, got like a little bit of damage or whatever, but it's not like smashed all the way in. So your car represents you on the track, and then if you run into a group of Japanese guys, they don't know you, they're not gonna want to drift their nice, decent cars. They got like scratches and dings on it next to your car that looks like it's been like in a car compressor. So you got to be aware of that. And it also has happened to me a few times, guys. They know my car is decent, but they can see that I'm black, brown skin or whatever. It's like, all right, he's a Gaijin, so they assume that all Gaijins are just out there just smashing and shit and smashing the cars. So you want to go up to Matsuri to have fun and like drift with drifters, but then it becomes, and it's been like that the last couple of Matsuris, man, due to whoever I was with or whatever, which wasn't really many people. I was drifting by myself for the most part, man, because one, Japanese didn't want to drift around me until I found a crew of guys. And then, some of the New Zealand and some of the Australian guys kind of had their own little packs, and they didn't want to drift with nobody either. So the attitude went down, and I kind of just like said, forget it, I'll do my thing or whatever. And I've been away from Ebisu for a long while. I'll make a return and see how it's going to be for 2017 and everything. But that's kind of just the spill on that or whatever for the missiles. As for the future, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if guys are going to abide by or what's going to happen. But you got to understand, everybody knows Power Vehicles is the company there that helps everybody gets the cars and everything like that. So they're going to have their rules, and if you can't abide by the rules, they're not going to service you, man. So you got to respect. You got to respect what they're putting down. If you don't respect it, then where else are you going to go? Ebisu is the hub, man. That is it. No other track in Japan. MSP, my track, you can show up pretty much every day and drift, but this is way up north. Ebisu is like right in the middle. You go from Tokyo, Osaka, and like everything's kind of right there. That's where everything happens. So if you kind of like fuck off at Ebisu, you know, that's the only track offering that kind of service like that. So you gotta respect it, man. So they're not saying change your style or, you know, whatever. You know, drifting is all about style. Everybody's different. You can be aggressive and have a nice car. You don't have to be aggressive. Your car doesn't show that you're like, you know, you don't care, or like you don't you pretty much, you're giving it your all. Because I mean, that doesn't mean that some guys come here, spend like $1,000 whatever dollars to fly here to Japan, and then within like 13 laps on Matsuri on Minami, the car is wrecked because they number one, they're not on the level of Minami. I mean, personally, myself, I got about maybe 60 laps on Minami, and I'm nowhere near competition grade for Minami. So I mean, you can't come to Minami in certain tracks and just go off, fly off that jump, and not expect to run into that wall until you get the groove down and everything like that. So a lot of guys get here and they're wrecked within 2 days, money spent, and then they're trying to fix the car the whole damn time they're here, and nothing works. So I mean, that's a waste of time. You're not getting any, you're not leveling up. So, you know what I mean, take it easy when you come here, have fun and everything, but just be mindful of, it is a business, and you can't leave your shit everywhere, you can't leave trash everywhere, you can't do what you want and not expect it, not have any repercussions. So that's just kind of my spill on it. Guys gonna say, who the hell am I? You know, I'm just a drifter that lives in Japan, been here for almost 10 years. So I've seen how it works here, and if the land's of the law of the land, you have to learn it, and you have to just abide by it. If you abide by it, you'll be cool. If you try to be some kind of renegade or whatever, you'll get treated just like Japanese renegades get treated, which you're pushed to the side. People don't want to deal with you, things like that. So just be respectful of the country, respect people, businesses, and you'll be good to go. So all that's, you know, that's just all I have to say. If you got any other questions, just go ahead and drop them down there, and I'll respond to them. Also, I still got the pink style stickers. You guys can get these $5 each if you'd like to support. I'm not giving them out yet. And also, I got the shirts right here, pink style shirts. Currently only have large because I got to get more made. Black and white, standard pink, pink style pink. And these are about 25, 75 plus shipping, depending on where you live at. And I'll get those out to you. Shipping should be no more than 10 to 12 bucks or whatever. And also, I'm giving out, for this video, I'll be giving out 3 of these. I got stock selling, so once I get to the actual win, I'll say if I got like, you know, 2 blacks or 1 white or whatever. I'll give these out, and I'll give you a couple stickers also. If you're a larger guy, I'll go ahead and I'll give you some more stickers, and then when I get some bigger shirts, I'll send you a shirt. If you're a smaller guy than large, and these are American size large, so they fit like extra large. I'm about 220 pounds, and I'm wearing a large right now, so you know, I'm in kind of decent shape. So if you're bigger or smaller or whatever, I'll get with you on that. So again, just go ahead and share it around. I'll let it run for about a week or so, then I'll announce the names. So again, as always, thank you guys for tuning in, taking time out of your day. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video if you want to get like the free goodies right here. And that's it. So thank you guys, and I'll see you later. Pink Ranger Drift, Pinku Style, signing off from the South of Japan. I'll see you guys later.